Imagine a storm so powerful it became the strongest tropical cyclone on Earth in 2026. Winds screaming over 150 miles per hour. Gusts strong enough to flip cars and rip metal roofs off buildings like paper. A direct hit on small remote islands home to nearly 50,000 American citizens. This isn't a movie. This is Super Typhoon Sinlaku. In mid-April 2026, it turned the Northern Mariana Islands into a battlefield of wind and water. It delivered catastrophic destruction, shredding homes and infrastructure, but miraculously ended without mass death. On Catastrophic Index, we dive into how this monster formed, how close it came to total disaster, and the damage still being tallied. Sinlaku began as a cluster of thunderstorms in the warm waters of the Western Pacific. The ocean was unusually hot, and wind shear was low, creating perfect conditions for rapid intensification. By April 10th to 12th, it exploded into a full super typhoon. At its peak, sustained winds hit an estimated 175 to 185 miles per hour, with gusts possibly reaching 220 miles per hour in the eye wall. That's violent Category 5 strength, the kind of storm that can level communities. The typhoon tracked northwest directly toward the U.S. territory of the Northern Mariana Islands, including Saipan, Tinian, and Rota. These islands are small and remote, not built for such extreme violence. Residents received warnings, but facing a storm this intense, preparation has its limits. On the night of April 14th into the early hours of April 15th, Sinlaku made landfall. The eye passed directly over or extremely close to Saipan and Tinian. Sustained winds at landfall reached around 150 miles per hour. Because the storm moved slowly, the islands endured hours of battering instead of a quick pass. Flying debris became deadly projectiles, tin roofs were shredded and peeled away, trees snapped like toothpicks, cars flipped and tumbled, power lines collapsed, leaving entire islands in darkness. Heavy rains dumped 10 to 20 plus inches, triggering flash flooding and storm surge that pushed seawater inland. On Saipan, home to about 43,000 people, roads turned impassable. Shelters suffered roof damage, and the main hospital took direct hits. Residents described the sound as constant roaring, like the island itself was being torn apart. Unreinforced homes didn't survive. In the hardest hit zones, up to 98% of buildings lost their roofing. The storm lingered, grinding away at the islands before slowly moving northwest. Even nearby, Guam felt the outer bands, with flooding and strong winds. What makes Sinlaku a perfect catastrophic index story is how close it came to true catastrophe. A slightly different track or slower weakening could have brought sustained 170 plus miles per hour winds straight over populated areas. These islands have limited infrastructure and resources. A full force Category 5 with no mercy would likely have caused widespread structural collapse and far higher casualties. Power and communications were knocked out for days. In a worst-case scenario, rescue and aid would have been delayed even longer. It struck early in the year, before peak typhoon season, catching many off guard despite the alerts. Yet remarkably, as of the latest reports, there were no confirmed direct fatalities. Timely warnings, shelters, and the storm weakening slightly during an eye wall replacement cycle appear to have saved countless lives. That narrow escape turned potential tragedy into a story of survival amid devastation. Days after the storm, the full scale of damage is still emerging. Over 11,000 homes lost power across Saipan, Tinian, and Rota. Many areas remained without clean water. Thousands of buildings were damaged or destroyed, especially non-concrete structures. Roads stayed blocked by debris, airports closed, and flights grounded while assessments continued. The hospital on Saipan sustained damage, complicating medical care. Full restoration of power and water could take weeks or months. Aid groups are responding, but these remote islands face a long and expensive recovery. This wasn't just bad weather. It was a stark reminder of how vulnerable even U.S. territories can be when nature unleashes its full force. Sinlaku stands as the strongest tropical cyclone on Earth so far in 2026. It also highlights how warmer oceans can fuel faster and more intense storms. For the people of the Northern Marianas, this has become a story of resilience. Communities sheltered together, assessed the damage, and began the hard work of rebuilding. It ended badly. Roofs gone, power out, lives disrupted, but it could have ended in unimaginable tragedy. That close call is what makes this event so gripping. If you love deep dives into real catastrophes that push humanity to the edge, you're in the right place. Catastrophic Index covers disasters of every size, from massive typhoons to plane crashes, workplace accidents, and true crime stories that ended in heartbreak.